Now, I was really quite happy to walk away here in Defiant. That is the state of mind that I was in until I saw what happened to Primate. The way that Rory Coyle and Gabriel kind of attacked him, someone had to run to the ring and make the save, and that person was Joe Hendry! At Unstoppable, it's going to be Rory Coyle and Gabriel Kidd versus the tag team of Primate and Joe Hendry!
Hang on a second, we've seen this before from True. Calls it suspended disbelief. It may have suspended the chances of Mickey Man here in Defiant. Where's Santos? What's San? Oh! Santos pushing Mickey Haskins into the hardcore champion. We've seen friction before, Bradshaw. From police. Oh, come on! They have caused some friction here as Havoc and Haskins go at it again. Mickey Haskins is trying to break this up, but the husband is unloading here on his tag team partner.
How about you little internet trolls go back to your keyboard and you just find the answer about why, Rory? Why did you do it, Rory? Just watch all those clips.
Is it not a no disqualification match? Referee is trying to remove that chair from Walter, him and me. Oh! And the belt! Oh my god, the belt! Second low blow. The belt into the skull! No, 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 no! Kanji is the champion! Kanji is the champion!
The winner of the match, and new Defiant Wrestling Internet Champion, Project Eagle, Martin!
Interweb champion in the house, coming through. Make way for the champ. I'm off to my own private dressing room. Woo!
Kirby with the audacity to celebrate his internet title win as Loaded comes on the air, but what a night we've got ahead of us here. The women's title on the line, and Coyle versus Hendry coming up.
But right now we've got man like Dereiss heading to the ring for a big match against El Phantasmo. What do you mean, Martin Kirby? He's entitled to celebrate his victory.
Well, we'll talk more about Kirby, I'm sure, as the night goes on and people still filing in here in Newcastle as man like Dereiss makes his way to the ring. A big singles opportunity for him on the way.
Here comes a huge challenge for Dereiss, because this has been one of the most impressive newcomers in Defiant during 2018.
Hell of an impact El Phantasmo has made on Defiant Wrestling.
El Phantasmo just last month had a tremendous opportunity to win the internet title. Clearly wasn't quite able to get that done against Walter, but that does not diminish the year he has had. We've talked about it. He has defeated Will Ospreay, came second in that 16-person Ringmaster tournament. The sky is the limit for El Phantasmo in this new year.
Well, Happy New Year, El Phantasmo. It doesn't look like what happened at the tail end of last year has knocked his confidence any. Seems to draw energy from this live crowd.
Yeah, and El Phantasmo, if he can pick up where he left off last year, could start 2019 here with a bang. But I'm sure a man like Dereiss wants nothing more than to be the El Phantasmo of 2019. He'd like to be the newcomer that everyone is talking about when we reach next Christmas.
Imagine what it would do for this man if he could put away El Phantasmo. Just think about, let that sentence sink in, and then realise the impact it would have on his career.
Well, he'd be putting away the guy who put away Will Ospreay.
I mean, imagine being able to say that.
Dereiss will send Phantasmo to the ropes here. Leapfrog as we get things going. This one starting up at a high pace. Ducks the clothesline, does Dereiss. The second time goes to the ropes. Crisscrossing here is Dereiss. And the leapfrog from Phantasmo and a roll through from man like Dereiss. He's trying to roll at high velocity. And eventually Phantasmo gets the better of him with his kicks and an enziguri round the back of the head. Sends Dereiss down. Phantasmo will go for the first cover of the match and a 2 count.
El Phantasmo now so quick, like a cat. The way he leaps around. Impeccable balance at all times. And again, look at this, drawing energy and enthusiasm from this audience, his audience.
Phantasmo with the handstand into the senton splash.
Always unique.
Always innovative. And it's good for 2.
And this, for Dereiss, could be problematic, or maybe not. Look at this young man roaring back with a big forearm.
I spoke to a man like Dereiss back in the locker room area, and he is very ambitious. Believes that just like El Phantasmo, that he can go as far as the stars here in Defiant Wrestling.
Well, who's to say he can't, but right now it doesn't look good for Dereiss.
Never mind the stars, it is currently Phantasmo who's up there in the stratosphere, using the ropes, and then Hurricane Runner, I should say, takes down Dereiss. The cover by Phantasmo for 2 again.
Even knocked you silly. El Phantasmo now taking control of Dereiss, whips him off.
The wheelbarrow, arm drag takedown from a man like Dereiss with that running enziguri, a leaping DDT. He can get all of it, but got some of it. Hooks both legs, and Phantasmo had to kick out of there at 2.
Well, if Dereiss pulls this off, we will be saying there's no man like Dereiss, that's for sure. No one expects this. I'm sure a lot of people didn't even expect this match to go on this long.
He's held his own here as Dereiss, as he had as the springboard crossbody, another cover. We've seen this before from Phantasmo. Gasai moonsault, he'll try for the pin again, and again Dereiss is out.
A powerful kick out as well. Phantasmo, no wasted motion.
Reversal of the Irish whip from Dereiss, goes into the corner, no one there, flips back onto his feet.
Oh.
Send Phantasmo into the corner, takes a run up, does man like Dereiss. Ends up on the ring apron. There's the forearm to the face. Launches himself, oh my God.
Oh, almost.
Catches him with a cutter. Man like Dereiss, the cover, and a kick out at 2. I thought he might have had him there.
I'm telling you, just for 1 second there, it looked like El Phantasmo might be down for the 3 count.
Making waves here is Dereiss, but going to be getting a little seasick after that. The spinning neck breaker and the cover by El Phantasmo. That's all she wrote. El Phantasmo starts off 2019 as he began his Defiant career in 2018 with an impressive victory as he looks to make this the year of El Phantasmo.
I think I'll make you all wait just 1 more week before we watch that one. See, a lot of you think that somehow I've been sneaky in Defiant Wrestling, that somehow Rory Coyle has turned on Jay the Primate. You've not been paying attention. I told you all to watch the tapes. It's all in there. But just because you've not been following closely enough, because you've not been paying enough attention, how about we look back on some of those tapes right now? The Primate. He's the only reason that I'm here. I'm the sick boy that's responsible for bringing him back. Just remember, you wanted this. You couldn't just walk away. I can't wait for him break your jaw. Again. I can't wait for him to show you why you should have walked away. Jay. He's going to teach you, Jay, why you should have stayed away. You bet your ass I'll be there. Video camera in hand. There's nothing sneaky about what I've done. Good filmmakers, we don't have twists. We have reveals. And next week, I'll reveal to you all what this was all about. We'll talk about the yard. We'll talk about everything. For this week, I want to talk about someone different. I want to talk about Joe Hendry. You see, Joe, you're just like Primate. Or should I say Jay? You came out on Loaded, you gave us this big speech about how you loved pro wrestling, but you loved MMA and you had to go away. It was all lies, Joe. Before we knew it, you were back, sticking your nose in my business. And why? Why did you do it, Joe? Why in the first place did you tell us you were leaving? See, I followed you for a while, Joe, and you're good at a lot of things. You're a good entertainer. You make those slick entrance videos where you pick fun at your opponent, and no doubt you'll probably make one on me. You're a good wrestler. People said you weren't, you went away and you got better. Hell, you won competitions in it. And you're a good liar, Joe. You had no intentions of leaving. You were just saying that because it was the trendy thing to do. That's the difference between me and you, Joe. I don't go with trends. See, with you, it's like whether or not you're a pro wrestler, whether or not you're an entertainer, whether or not you're a legit MMA fighter, or you're a Twitch streamer, or you're a podcast host. Now with me, I'm just a video nasty. Regardless of what these people do, whether they boo or they cheer or they sit there silently because they're paying attention to me, I'll keep making my videos, Joe. I'll keep doing what I want because I'm crafting a masterpiece. And I've been making this masterpiece for a few years. You want to get involved, Joe? That's cool. I'll find you a supporting role. I've no doubt, Joe, that you can out-wrestle me. I don't think you can out-fight me, though. I don't care about winning, Joe. I just want to make one hell of a movie. I want to hurt you in the process. So, local hero, you get to be the hero of tonight's story. It's Joe Hendry versus Rory Coyle. Action.
Well, that was frankly disturbing. We will see, of course, what Rory Coyle has to say for himself when he premieres The Yard next week.
You want to talk about disturbing?
The following contest is a singles bout, simple one ball. And it has a 20-minute time limit.
Disturbing, I call him unique.
Unique, really? That's going to be the word that you're going to use to describe this man. Unique.
Well,
not disturbing then.
We can argue over adjectives, but there's no doubt whatsoever that he is one of the most talented young stars in all of European wrestling. Back here once again in Defiant. Lucky Kid takes to the ring.
Newcastle fired up for this man. I say disturbing. I'm going to hang my hat on that.
Introducing at this time in the ring, from Berlin, Germany, weighing tonight 180 pounds, Lucky Kid!
Lucky Kid looking to extend his recent good run of form. Of course, leveled things up against Omari last time we saw him.
Certainly did. I mean, hey, this man's impressive when that bell rings. It's before the bell rings that disturbs me.
I've said it before, I think there is method to his madness. Lucky Kid, very unpredictable for any opponent. And that will certainly be the case for a returning Defiant Star here tonight.
Lucky Kid just sitting on that bottom turnbuckle and waiting. And he's still got that smile on his face.
Welcome back for BT Gunn, but a big challenge facing the Glasgow native here as he goes one-on-one, as we've seen with Lucky Kid. Now BT Gunn is a little bit unorthodox himself, but he's never experienced anyone, I don't think, quite like Lucky Kid.
No, BT Gunn wrestled all over the world. He's known the world over. Great professional wrestler. We've seen him mix at hardcore before. He's done it all. But even he's looking at Lucky Kid with a perplexed look on his face. And with good reason too. Whoa!
A Gunnaroony.
That'll end up in a t-shirt. No doubt about it. And what is with Lucky Kid? He just laid out flat in the middle of the ring, not even the middle of the ring.
Well, he's conserving energy.
BT Gunn saying, hey, I think my opponent may be asleep.
Gunn's gonna look for the
Wait a minute.
the cover here.
Oh,
Well, great ring awareness.
oh second
Lucky
to
Kid.
none.
BT Gunn, of course, wearing a Boston Celtics jersey, a reference, I suppose, to the fact that he is a big fan of Glasgow Celtic, who I hear are the best team in Scotland.
Don't start, Dave Bradshaw.
And we are underway, bell has rung for this singles match. What a night, of course, we've got coming up here. We talked about it earlier, but the Defiant women's title on the line a little bit later on. Kanji against Little Miss Roxy, and of course that main event, Rory Coyle, who we just heard from, going up against the prestigious one, Joe Hendry, all coming up before we go off air.
Well, talk about unorthodox. Coyle versus Hendry, certainly going to be that. But what a challenge. And what an occasion for Lucky Kid as well. Stepping foot inside the ring with a veteran like BT Gunn. What a feather in the cap of Kid it would be if he could knock off Gunn.
Such a competitive environment, the Defiant roster with all this new talent and returning talent. You certainly include Lucky Kid and BT Gunn in that.
And as you say, Bradshaw, Lucky Kid so impressive against O'Mari. This is a different prospect though. BT Gunn.
Great headlock takedown from Lucky Kid, a head scissors from Gunn. They're back up to their feet, and we are back to square one.
Oh, that's a dangerous move. And so is that.
I think Lucky was maybe looking to attack Gunn from behind. In the end, they came to a detente, a truce, if you will.
And now toe-to-toe, right here on Defiant Loaded. Every match counts, every victory goes a long way to deciding the lay of the land here in Defiant Wrestling. This one no different.
We've seen both of these guys in the past in tag teams as well as in singles action, but both of them very much focusing on themselves now, their own singles careers, and as you say, it's a big opportunity for both of them here as a side headlock from Lucky Kid.
And I'm surprised by this, I have to say. You know, BT Gunn considered the ring general. You thought he would be dictating the pace, but it's Lucky Kid who's doing that.
Shoulder blocking, oh, hang on a second, look at that counter from Gunn from nowhere. That is how dangerous BT Gunn can be. Again, goes for the pin, and cliche that he's not paid by the hour is certainly true for Gunn. He knows the point here, obviously, is to get your opponent's shoulders down for 3 seconds. Gunn will do that as quickly as he can and any way he can.
Beautiful drop kick there from Lucky Kid. He might not be finished.
I think he made contact right on the back of the head of Gunn, and Kid was about to take to the skies, but changed his mind, and it is a unique mind.
It certainly is. You know, I hear that university students in Germany are going to earn quite a living getting inside that mind and figuring out how Lucky Kid ticks.
Lucky Kid lands on his feet, fortunately, as he missed Gunn, and this time he gets clothesline to the outside. Now it is Gunn's turn to consider going aerial, and much like Lucky Kid before him, he changed his mind.
Oh, and there, the Glaswegian salute. And how about these mind games from BT Gunn?
Big smile on the face of Lucky Kid, though. He seems to be enjoying this meeting of the minds.
Yeah, that pose looked like that copy of Playgirl that you had back in the day.
What?
Never mind. And what are we going to see next? Already, I don't think Lucky Kid knows what to make of this, quite frankly. He's not used to anyone playing mind games with him.
Well, senior official Steve Linsky is struggling to control the unpredictability of Lucky Kid.
Well, you have to get it back inside that ring before the count of 10.
You know, Kid knew that, and you saw him going in and out of the ring there earlier.
Well, this is not quite a standoff, but a variation.
I saw this in a nature documentary once.
Oh!
Big slap from BT Gunn.
Now rises to his feet. Oh, a retort from Kid.
Lucky Kid looked like he was just slowly prowling towards BT Gunn, but now they are back on their feet. Much more orthodox type of match there, but oh my God.
I don't think you want to get into a slugfest or with those kicks against BT Gunn. He'll win every time.
Gunn not impressed by the chop on the chest, the big slap.
Listen to this. Oh!
Lucky Kid. We're trying to look unimpressed at least with BT Gunn's efforts.
Almost caved in Kid's chest. How lucky are you feeling, Kid?
Kid will try again. The sound of those chops from both men ricocheting, echoing around the O2 Academy in Newcastle. Oh my!
Oh, the face says it all. This is why I retired from the ring, quite frankly.
Well, Lucky Kid was trying to have his poker face on and to pretend that those chops weren't having any effect, but it gets to a point you can't do that. There's a snapmare takedown. Lucky Kid caught Gunn by surprise. Gunn took his eye off the ball. Here's the cover by Kid for 2.
The explosion of pace from Lucky Kid, just cranking it up a notch. I don't think Gunn was expecting that.
This with the arm behind the back. Nothing to protect Gunn as those forearms go into the abdomen.
And now, oh.
There for the cover again. This time gets a leg hooked. Good for 2.
And listen, that might have only been a 2 count. And I'm not even sure Lucky Kid expected to get the 3, but that used up a lot of energy from BT Gunn to kick out. Oh, speaking of kicks.
Kick after kick after kick, and he ends it with an enziguri. Lucky Kid didn't go down, but he is reeled into the corner. No one home for BT Gunn. Here comes Kid. Lucky Kid onto the apron. Kick into the head again from Gunn, and he'll bring Lucky back into the ring. Here comes Gunn. Catches him, and he'll go for the cover here. BT Gunn! Shoulder up from Lucky Kid at the last possible second.
Yeah, BT Gunn asking the question of senior official Steve Linsky. Surely that was 3. Not quite.
It wasn't 3, but it was the closest that Gunn has come to winning this match. And it is Gunn who is building momentum here. Noisy crowd here in Newcastle, of course. Lots of great action for them to see here tonight, and seeing some of it here as Lucky Kid lands on his feet. Kid a second time, so agile, Lucky Kid. Charges into the corner now off the ropes. BT Gunn catches him. Clothesline tried to take him out. And this time gets him.
There's some power from Kid.
Lucky Kid.
Looking to capitalize.
Right on the back of the head of BT Gunn. The cover from Kid. 2 count again.
That was even closer than the last one, Bradshaw.
Back and forth this match goes.
I have to, tip my cap to Lucky Kid. He's given BT Gunn everything he has and then some. This unorthodox style of Lucky Kid sure paying off here in Newcastle.
Lucky Kid takes a run up, the tilt and whirl. What's he looking for here? Maybe a abdominal stretch, and instead Gunn has Kid on his shoulders. Kid counters, Gunn with the kick.
Those kicks come out of nowhere, so lethal. Whoa!
Oh my God! BT Gunn, the cover! And even that was not enough to put away Lucky Kid. Great match here.
Oh, unbelievable. This live crowd in Newcastle fired up for some Defiant, some loaded action, and firing up for BT Gunn.
Gunn once again going to pick up Lucky Kid. Will this be enough to do it? Kid goes behind, rear waist lock. Gunn fights his way through with a very decisive elbow. There's a handspring back elbow from Lucky Kid.
And now the tables turn again.
Kid once again with a tilt and whirl, this time into the Lion's Cage. The Lion's Cage!
Right in the center of that ring. The only hope perhaps for BT Gunn is not the arm, maybe the leg. He's got to find a way to get to one of those ropes.
I'm not sure if Gunn realizes where his feet are, but you're right, they are only a few inches from that bottom rope. But when you're in that much pain, all you can think about, presumably, is to not tap out here. And Gunn is having to fight for all he's worth. Counter, great counter from Gunn. And no, 2.
Oh, here we go.
Gunn plants him. Absolutely plants him. The cover by BT Gunn, and Gunn picks up a very important victory.
Here is your winner, BT Gunn!
BT Gunn in a back and forth one-on-one match with Lucky Kid marks his return to Defiant Wrestling with a victory.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't think this is the last we've seen of BT Gunn. He was away for a while, but he's back, and he's back big style. What a win that was, but what an effort from Lucky Kid.
A statement of intent from BT Gunn, and you're right, another very impressive showing, albeit a losing effort from Germany's young lion, the Lucky Kid.
Now BT Gunn checking on his opponent. Oh, there we go. Even has an unorthodox way of saying thank you.
I think a lifelong friendship has been forged here in Newcastle.
Just like you and I.
You wish. BT Gunn, your winner. And Lucky Kid, for all of his efforts here, left to reflect, I suppose, on another defeat. He had managed to get that victory over Omari that I talked about, but that is now 2 defeats in 3 for Lucky Kid.
Well, there's no disgrace in losing to someone the caliber of BT Gunn. No doubt about that. Lucky Kid, I say...
Oh, wait, what's that? That's John Klinger. John Bad Bones Klinger, what's he doing here?
Get with the badness, Dave Bradshaw.
What an absolute psycho.
Yeah, German psycho.
John Bad Bones Klinger with a totally unprovoked attack, a cowardly attack from behind on Lucky Kid. What is he doing?
100% pure, unadulterated, unfiltered, uncensored badness. That's what's happening before your very eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is PAC, and I am a proper bastard. Now, next week, I am facing David Starr. Now, David, you want to be thanking your lucky stars that you have the opportunity to stand across the ring from me. But remember, this is no dream match, David. This is going to be a very quick affair. You horrible little slug.
Going into this match, the biggest match I've had in Defiant, going to this match next week, confident. I'm ready to go. I'm going to wrestle my match. I'm going to look that little elf right in his eyes. I'm gonna tell him how it is. I'm gonna show him that David Starr is really good at professional wrestling. I know that PAC is a powerhouse. I know that PAC is fast. I know that PAC's one of the best high flyers in the history of the sport. I'm well aware of that, but he can't out wrestle me. I know my game. I know I'm a better wrestler than PAC is. It might seem ridiculous to some people to hear that. It might seem like, that's a little far-fetched, but no. It's not. One thing that has carried me throughout my entire career is my confidence. And I'm well aware that if I go out there and I wrestle my match, that I can win. I will win. And the reason I'm going to win is because I have to. My back's against the wall, man. I know how it goes. If I don't win this match, who knows what happens with me in Defiant, man.
It is a humongous match early on in 2019. Next week, here on Loaded, PAC versus David Starr.
I can't wait to see this, honestly. The bastard is coming, and I'm counting down the days.
Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Back here on Loaded, the Defiant Women's titles about to be decided. Well, we've talked about it before, but Little Miss Roxy had a mixed time in Defiant in terms of success prior to that women's gauntlet match a few weeks ago when Kanji won the title. But of course, Little Miss Roxy had something of a career highlight here in Defiant during that match herself.
Sure did. Sure did. And you know as well as I do, I have watched Little Miss Roxy from afar for a couple of years now, and I have admired her talent. I was one of the first ones to spot it. Now the entire world knows what Roxy brings to the party, and tonight she could become the next Defiant Women's Champion. That's a tall order though, even I'll admit that.
She is called the Asian Sensation, and a sensation is exactly what she has caused here in Defiant.
Her opponent, she is the current reigning and defending Defiant Wrestling Women's Champion, the Asian Sensation, Kanji!
Kanji, one of the more controversial champions, it has to be said, that we've had in recent times here in Defiant. It seems like a kind of a split between the fans. Half the fans seem to be delighted that there is this new blood coming in and someone's been able to instantly come in and claim the championship. Others not so sure that Kanji deserves to have that gold around her waist so early on in her career.
Well, when you look at it in the cold light of day, Kanji earned it. She earned every single bit of it. Some people might not like it, but I say, who cares what they think? This young woman is proving herself day in and day out in the gym, and she is going to prove herself here tonight, as she has been since she arrived here in Defiant Wrestling.
Well, unusually, I agree with you.
Oh, let's not make a habit out of that, please.
But Kanji, clearly with the intent here to be a fighting champion, to silence those naysayers, and a very respectful handshake. Don't always see that level of respect from Roxy, but recently she seems to have kind of matured a little bit.
Well, she's going to have to mature in order to beat Kanji and become the Defiant Women's Champion. I'll tell you that, because since this young woman has been on the scene, Kanji, the upset queen, if you like, I think we should scrap that name, because now she's the champion. She is the hunted. She's not hunting anymore. And Roxy is the huntress, if you like. She's out to win this title.
Okay, well, Kanji will tell you that if you do become the Defiant Women's Champion, it will make you mature in a hurry, because that target you have right on your back as soon as you hold the gold means that you need to adapt to that new position you find yourself in very quickly. And Kanji, I think, has done a remarkable job of that.
Defiant Wrestling has one of, if not the most competitive female divisions in pro wrestling today. We've witnessed that firsthand on many occasions. And this is why, because of athleticism like that.
Little Miss Roxy taking control of this title opportunity that she's got. There are some out there who think that this opportunity should have gone to B. Priestley. Priestley was offered a rematch against Kanji after losing the title in that gauntlet match, but Priestley more concerned with getting vengeance, of course, against Lana Austin.
Yeah, B. Priestley otherwise preoccupied. And that opens the door for other challengers like Roxy. And that's what we're seeing here on Loaded. But look at this, the champion firmly in control.
We saw in 2018 how Millie McKenzie was able to come from almost nowhere to claim the Defiant Women's Champion and make certainly the first half of 2018 her year. Maybe Kanji is going to do the same here in 2019.
I have to admit, I was shocked. I think a lot of people were. I know you were. You could see it in your face. Kanji literally came out of nowhere, Dave, and she won that title. No one expected it, but she has it.
It was her second match.
It's
literally
incredible.
her second match in Defiant when she won that gauntlet.
Look at that.
Yeah, but you're seeing just how...
Yeah, we're seeing a shift.
Yeah, shows you just how evenly matched these two are. And the thing about Kanji, and I mean this with no disrespect, is that whenever she's in there against anyone else on the women's roster, I don't make her the favorite. She is an underdog champion, in my view, in almost every scenario, because she has an experience deficit against many of her opponents, a size deficit against a lot of them, as see these two exchanging near falls.
Wow.
Quick fire pin attempts for Kanji and Roxy.
I think we need to get that referee a tank of oxygen. And look, this is almost snide from Roxy, applauding the champion. I don't think she appreciated whatever happened. She was dumped on her head a little earlier on. She didn't appreciate the champion's tactics.
Yeah, the very sporting start to this match is in danger of going out the window here as Kanji with a drop kick to the side of the head.
That's what it is though, pure competition.
High knee right into the temple of Roxy. Kanji slides underneath. So fast is this Asian sensation as she drops the leg across the back of the head. Puts the leg for the cover and a kick out on two by the challenger.
I'm beginning to realize that when you're in there with Kanji, you don't know where the hell the attack's coming from. It could be from the front, from the back, from the side, from above, from below, anywhere.
Here comes Roxy again, goes behind. Kanji disoriented by the speed of Roxy as she drop kicks the champion. Kanji back to her feet in the corner. Roxy, though, is taking a run up here. Roxy with an avalanche in the corner.
And there's the flexibility of Roxy. She always has that in her arsenal.
Yeah, those kicks have had an effect, I think. Look at Kanji's eyes. Takes her out here, the cover, and Roxy was closer than maybe she expected there to winning the women's championship.
Definitely closer than Kanji would have liked, that's for sure. The pin didn't work. Will the submission do the job for the challenger? She cinches that in. Look at the torque.
Yeah, look how low the body of Roxy is. Bending that back in a way the spine does not want to go for Kanji. That's pulling the hair as well.
Whoa. Roxy has to be careful of the disqualification if the referee sees that.
Kanji was able to wriggle forwards after that grip on the hair was broken and just made it to the bottom rope.
Roxy now surveying the scene here in Newcastle and, more importantly, surveying what the champ has left.
There's a cockiness now entering into Roxy's game, which I'm not sure is to her credit, but
might not be wise either. Oh,
there's a big strike from Kanji. Champions had a chance to fight back because Roxy was playing games there, and Kanji, a running forearm this time.
It's like the harder you hit Kanji, the more robust she is.
Another strike sends Roxy down. Roxy up onto her feet in the corner. Kanji, the run up an avalanche. Needs to go move for move. As Kanji, I think, maybe trying to leapfrog in. Or she improvised, and Roxy goes face first into the middle turnbuckle. It's a 619 from Kanji.
And now the champion feeling it. Looks to put away Little Miss Roxy.
Kanji off the top, there's a missile drop kick.
That might be it, Dave.
Yeah, Roxy landed hard as a cover and a kick out on 2.
And Roxy with a shake of the head. Almost willing herself back into this championship match.
It is Roxy who is figuratively and literally on the ropes as Kanji brings her back into the middle of the ring. Scorpion kick from Roxy. And the backcracker.
Right to the spine.
Is that enough? No, it's not. The shoulder goes up again for Kanji. Kanji's decision to be a fighting champion may be a decision that she lives to regret here, because Roxy is looking very, very strong.
Yeah, dangerous, as I say, because here in Defiant Wrestling, the women's division so strong. Oh!
Roundhouse kick from Kanji. Now Kanji, hang on a second.
We've seen this before.
This is how she won the title. There's the moonsault. The cover from Kanji, and Kanji retains the women's championship.
Here's your winner, and still Defiant Wrestling Women's Champion, the Asian sensation, Kanji!
Kanji, the fighting champion, with a point to prove here in Defiant, has gone some way towards proving that point here tonight.
And now you have to ask the question, what is next for Kanji? As a Defiant Women's Champion, she's going to have way more challenges ahead.
Kanji, your winner over Roxy tonight on Loaded.
Phantasmo. There's been a travesty in Defiant. What could possibly have happened? My LED shades are missing. Don't you dare lie to me, Phantasmo. I would never lie to you, boss. Where have they gone? I don't know. I had them, and now they're gone. Okay. Where did you last see them? I don't remember. That narrows it down. Yeah, it doesn't. Never fear, as this seems like a job for General Amin. Is that gonna stay on tight enough?
Yeah, I think so, bro. It'll be okay.
Alright. Yeah. Go find my shades, or else I'm not wrestling in Defiant until you find my shades. I'll find them.
A bit of a crisis developing back in the locker room area. Apparently El Phantasmo has lost his glasses.
I've got mine though, so
I'm sure they're yours. Anyway, to slightly more serious matters, Unstoppable, February the 9th, our next big pay-per-view event, and it is starting to take shape very, very nicely indeed. We already know that the tag team titles will be on the line when CCK challenge Aussie Open.
And that's not all. We've got B. Priestley going against Lana in that big tag team match. Primate is actually going to team with Joe Hendry against Gabriel Kidd and Rory Coyle.
Well, it's all coming up on February the 9th on Access Defiant. You can also get tickets if you want to be there live at wearedefiant.com/tickets. And if you're going to watch it on demand on Access Defiant, you can get a 30-day free trial if you are a new customer. So there is absolutely no excuse to miss Unstoppable on February 9th. One of the most terrifying individuals that I have ever encountered, and he's here in our main event.
Following this singles match at All One Fall, it has been 20 minutes time left. Winner this time from Lake USA, weighing in at
to describe Rory Coyle, and I don't know about you, I just cannot get my head around any of the behaviour of Rory Coyle. This alliance he now seems to have with Gabriel Kidd, these mysterious references to the yard, none of it makes a lick of sense.
For Rory Coyle, he's making a lot of enemies here in Defiant Wrestling. The latest, Joe Hendry, and Coyle has threatened to end Hendry's own movie, his redemption story, before it even begins. Lord only knows what goes through that mind. This man scares me, Bradshaw, I'm not going to lie.
Well, with Primate not here, Joe Hendry faces this deeply sinister individual on his own tonight.
Joe Hendry, saw a VHS. I say, shut up, here's DVDs. It's more than twice the melody. I say, ooh, shut up, here's DVDs. He wants a blockbuster video, so get my popcorn and some Haribo, bitch. He says he'll burn me at the stake if I can come back on his coffee break. You show the coin, he shagged a mannequin, does VHS. But you should try these deleted scenes, and also special features, director's commentary. Give me the weapon, not the face of Joe Hendry. Shut up, here's the DVDs. It's more than twice the memory. I say, ooh, shut up, here's the DVDs. The face of Joe Hendry. Shut up, here's the DVDs. He's the prestigious one, Joe Hendry.
Well, Joe Hendry clearly not intimidated by Rory Coyle. He makes a good point about DVDs.
Oh, come on. The last... Oh, Rory Coyle not wasting any time.
Well, maybe Hendry should be taking Coyle more seriously, but Hendry has had a tumultuous couple of weeks here in Defiant. He's going to have to change his mood very, very quickly here to face this threat of the video nasty. Hendry to the ropes, ducks a clothesline from Coyle. And Hendry trying to get a high knee right into the jaw of Coyle.
Well, Rory Coyle can't out-wrestle Joe Hendry. If this is a wrestling match, it's Hendry's all day long. The only chance here for Coyle is to do what he does best, and that's brawl. There we go.
Coyle, this has been the absolutely most serious challenge that Coyle has faced in his Defiant career so far, and very interesting to see how Coyle can handle that. And the answer so far is not well to that lariat from Hendry.
And Joe Hendry all fired up here in Newcastle. Whoa, just can't get the big man up.
And second time of asking. Hendry with the suplex. Coyle to the outside. This movie so far not going as its director had planned.
Well, this is only the first act though, trust me. Trust me on that. Look at where Rory Coyle is, outside the ring. That's where this dangerous individual, this maniac, quite frankly, this is where he excels. And look, that's what he's saying to Hendry, and Hendry's going to take him up on the challenge.
Coyle is using a camera operator to shield himself from Hendry, which isn't the most courageous act I've ever seen. Here comes Hendry back into the ring, and Coyle will claim this is mind games. I would say it might be cowardice.
No. This is smart. Trust me again, because you saw how Joe Hendry started off this match. He was on top, and it was only a matter of minutes before Hendry got the win. If Coyle kept trying to wrestle with Hendry, forget about it. He has to make this a fight, pure and simple.
Both of these men, of course, part of unexpected alliances, I suppose you would call them. Coyle with Gabriel Kidd, as we've talked about, and Hendry going to team with Primate to take on Coyle and Kidd at Unstoppable on February 9th.
Yeah, Manchester may never be the same again after that one.
Hendry and Primate have a slightly colourful history. It'd be interesting to see those two teaming together, but still so many unanswered questions about that relationship between Coyle and Gabriel Kidd as well.
I'm shocked by this outside the ring. Joe Hendry with the upper hand.
Well, Hendry can brawl. I mean, we know Joe Hendry can brawl.
Oh, we've seen it before, but Coyle is so dangerous. And again,
once more, look at this. Pathetic. Using a member of our camera crew as a human shield.
whoa,
Rory Coyle.
You call it pathetic, I call it effective.
Coyle claiming earlier that next week we'll see the world premiere of his production, if you can call it that, The Yard.
Yeah, and he's calling this match, Bradshaw, bonus footage.
Well,
it's going to be on the special edition.
Yeah.
DVD.
Hopefully it might not be the outcome to that bonus footage that he'd like, as Hendry goes down hard from that bulldog.
Yeah, face first, right on that canvas. And that's not a pretty landing. Well, this might be what he was talking about, Dave. Shooting some bonus footage.
On his 1990s camcorder.
Well, you know, modern camera equipment so expensive.
Coyle, what's he doing? Coyle's got the camera there. Obviously trying to humiliate Hendry here.
Whoever he damn well pleases, it looks like. That's exactly what Coyle's doing. Joe Hendry trying to bow up.
Yeah, Hendry's not going to stand for that. Look at the uppercuts from Hendry. 5, 6 of them now as Hendry releases himself. Hendry, well, he got caught. It's a full Nelson slam from the sick boy.
And there's some wrestling from the sick boy. I'm at least 110% sure Joe Hendry didn't see that one coming.
Coyle staring down with those dead eyes at the prestigious one.
Compromising position to be on your knees looking up at this sick boy.
This from Hendry counter, sunset flip from Hendry. Kick out on 2 from Coyle. Coyle sent to the ropes. Hendry running elbow. Now Hendry going for the Irish whip. There's a counter. Whoa, Hendry goes underneath and tucks the right hand from Coyle. There's a DDT from Hendry.
Beautifully executed.
The cover from Hendry. Kick out from Coyle at 2.
And Hendry with a pensive look across his prestigious face, wondering what to do next.
Well, pensive has been the mood of the entire festive season for Joe Hendry. A couple of weeks ago, he briefly announced his stepping away from professional wrestling to focus on MMA, and then quickly changed his mind. And Rory Coyle's going to regret that Hendry changed his mind, because Coyle in agony from the Hendry lock.
Could be a broken ankle in the future of Rory Coyle if Hendry has his way.
And Coyle getting what he deserves here from Hendry. Oh, now what? Coyle with that prosthetic arm. Obvious disqualification. Coyle doesn't care.
The match is a result of this coordination, the prestigious one, Joe Hendry!
From Gabriel Kidd's here.
Oh, this is trouble
But of course
for Joe
he is,
Hendry.
picking the bones.
This is trouble, the young bull. Helping, I can't believe I'm about to say this, helping out his new buddy, Rory Coyle. What a combination this is.
Well, there's 2 men who I assume don't find it easy to make friends. They found a friendship here, but it is based on their mutual sickness, and we are about to see. Oh, come on, stop that.
Oh no, I think we're going to...
Well, that videotape in the mouth of Hendry, you'll shatter his jaw here. Hendry, God, Primate music. Oh, he's here, Primate's here. Primate, the tag team partner for Joe Hendry, and unstoppable. Saves Hendry from Kidd and Coyle. Thank God for Primate. Primate returning the favour here.
Whoa.
Hendry saved Primate a couple of weeks ago. And now Primate doing the same for Hendry, and thank God he did.
I'm telling you, this tag team match, Unstoppable, February 9th in Manchester. It's a powder keg waiting to go off.
Primate and Hendry with a nod of acknowledgement and a handshake as this team heads towards Unstoppable on February the 9th. Well, next week, here on Loaded, it is PAC and David Starr, one-on-one. That's our main event. But for now, good night from Newcastle upon Tyne.